Today I'd like to talk to you about the system I've implemented to make sure that my footage stays safe no matter what. Hi, my name's Matt and recently I've started a new business and I've decided to document that whole process so you can learn from my successes and avoid my mistakes. If that sounds like your cup of tea, do me a favor and subscribe. When it comes to storing your footage, there are multiple ways to do that. And until recently, I've just had a whole bunch of external hard drives to store my footage on. Now, as of late, I've come to realize that this solution wasn't the best in terms of storage capacity and overall handling, because it was really frustrating to sit on my laptop and copying files from one USB drive to the other and vice versa. So I've decided to level up my storage game and buy a Synology NAS. And there are quite a few options for NAS storage, and I've just bought a Synology because I thought that the user interface was the easiest to work with as an absolute newbie. And so today I'd like to show you that process I've set up in order for my footage to stay absolutely safe. So since I'm not good at drawing, please bear with me. Everything starts out with me taking the footage on the camera. And the only reason I'm shooting on an A7 III instead of an A6400 or 6500 or 6600 is because it has two micro SD cards or two SD card slots. And as soon as I'm shooting on both cards simultaneously, and as soon as I'm finished with the shoot, I put one of these SD cards into my notebook where it stays. Notebook. And this is just a simple notebook with a little pouch in the back where I keep all the SD cards of projects that are currently active. The other SD card is put onto my laptop. And from here it goes into the cloud. I'm using Google, and simultaneously I put the footage on an SSD card. In my case, I'm using the SanDisk for that. And from the cloud there's an automatic backup that runs every night onto my DS920 Plus NAS. And from that NAS there's an automatic backup as soon as files change onto a 5 terabyte external USB hard drive. This is the setup I'm using. Now, as long as there is an active project involving the information on this card, it stays within the notebook until the project is finished. The same goes for the SSD, until finished. And this way I always have two places where the project files are stored within easy access reach. I don't have to download anything, I don't have to access anything. It's most of the time right with me. I'm usually having the SSD and the notebook in whatever bag I'm using at that day. And of course I'm working off this SSD whenever I'm working on the project. The files stay on my Google Drive, and you can use whatever drive cloud service you like. You can use Google Drive, you can use Dropbox, you can use Microsoft OnePlus, I don't know what it's called from Microsoft. You can use whatever service you like. Since I'm only having 1 terabyte of cloud storage with Google, the footage stays there as long as it takes for it to be downloaded onto my NAS. So here, least amount of time. Usually I delete the Google footage as soon as I see that it is downloaded onto my NAS. Well, of course, it's automatically downloaded or backed up to my external hard drive. So whatever happens, I always have 2 files with me. Sometimes the SSD stays in my camera gear bag, but most of the time I'm having it with me. And the NAS over here is for permanent storage. It stays on here until, I don't know, whenever. With this setup, I'm always 100% certain, no matter what happens, unless my house burns down while I'm inside with my bag. And it's a go bag, so whenever I'm leaving my house, the bag goes with me. Besides that, the footage is always safe. This 5 terabyte external hard drive fills up quite quickly. And whenever it's full, I put the year on it and put it in a storage facility. So it's off-site. And I switch it with another 5 terabyte external hard drive. And so far, I've never had any issue with this backup protocol because I can access the files whenever I need to. I have it in cloud storage. Most of the time it's in here until the project is finished, because sometimes I have to access it from my phone to show someone a specific take or something. But the other half of the time I'm deleting it as soon as it is on my NAS. There you have it. This is the setup I'm using to make sure that I never lose any footage. As I said, so far I've never had any issues with this setup. So there you have it. This is the way I back up my files and work with my files, so I have access to them whenever I need to, and I'm flexible enough to work from wherever I want to, while still having the security, which is, for my knowledge of, for what I can say, the best setup I've come up with so far. If you have any suggestions on how I can improve this setup, please let me know in the comments below, because I'm always trying to improve my workflows and the way I do things. I hope this helps you, well, back up and store your footage in an effective and secure way. And just to make it clear, you don't have to use a Synology NAS. I'm just using the Synology NAS because the interface is, as far as I can tell, the easiest. And since I'm an absolute beginner when it comes to NAS storage, I've just opted for the least amount of work I have to put into it. If you're curious, I'm using the Synology DS920 Plus with 2 8 terabyte Iron Wolf from Seagate in an SHR RAID configuration, meaning that one of the base or one of the hard drives is a backup of the other hard drive in case one of those two fail. Yeah, and that's about it. So I hope I could be of help to your storage needs, and if you have any further questions, please leave a comment below and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.